In order to maintain our editorial independence and general human integrity, we do not accept advertising dollars from anyone. Except Montauk Brewing Company. Their Arrowhead Red Ale is now available in cans all over the 5 boroughs and the surrounding metropolitan area. Its frothy red goodness will remind you of going back home. All right, roll the fucking title card. Hey folks, Sam from Hudson River Blue. Big topic this week, the documentary entitled Win premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival this week. Of course, a story of New York City FC's founding and the run-up to its debut, as well as the ups and downs, the trials and tribulations of its inaugural season. And we were drawn this morning to a Q&A posted by our friend Glenn Crooks over at CBS. If you don't follow Glenn already, you don't check out his stuff, you've got to do it. A real insider and a true expert. He did a Q&A with Jason Kreis, clearly the inaugural year gaffer for New York City FC, fired at the end of that campaign, a key player in this documentary about the formation of the club. And there were a couple things on here that really jumped out in terms of reflecting on Kreis's demeanor as being kind of steely, even prickly, a guy who really beats himself up when his team is down, somebody who, in terms of his temperament, the words that he uses to describe himself and the situations that he's been in, could not be more different from Patrick Vieira. Vieira, of course, also a former player, but somebody who's cool and calm, somebody who is, at least so far this year in the 5 boroughs, confident almost to a fault. The last thing he is awash in self-doubt. Whereas some of these quotations from Kreis about that inaugural season and the filming of this documentary, Win, reflected really quite the opposite compared to Vieira. One thing in particular really jumped out at me. Crooks asked, "You told me before, and you mentioned it again in the film, that you understood it was a risk to leave the comfort of Real Salt Lake for the relative unknown in New York City. Looking back, was it worth the gamble?" Now, on the one hand, Kreis goes on to say that the 6 months of coaching training he did in Manchester, bringing all of the resources to bear from Manchester City and all of the things that allowed his family to do, traveling and seeing the sights in Europe, that was very positive and no one could ever take that away from him. But most interestingly, most fascinatingly, he says, quote, "From the other perspective, it wasn't positive. I got fired. Now I've been out of the game for some period of time, and I don't know for how long. It might be forever." Damn, son.